Hello, statistics students. Welcome to another video on using the linear model, confidence intervals for intercept and slope. Confidence intervals for the intercept and slope follow a familiar form, the estimate plus or minus the t star times the standard error of the estimate. And so we've seen this before, looking back onto the right there. Confidence intervals, the confidence intervals for a slope and intercept follow the same structure as the confidence intervals for the population mean. Formula 9.1, x bar, we used x bar as our estimate, plus or minus t star times the standard error estimate. This is the same form for all of the confidence intervals we presented. The constant t star is chosen from a t distribution so that we get an interval with the desired confidence level. Almost always, you'll use a 95% confidence level. The estimate here can be either the intercept or the slope. The standard error estimate is the standard error and is obtained from the regression output from a statistical calculator. For instance, to predict the price of a Mario Kart Wii game total PR from the number of bids, we found this regression line from the output in figure 14.1.5. Predicted total PR is 49.1 minus 0.12 times the number of bids. The standard error for the slope, 0.134 after rounding, and is found in the StatCrunch output column labeled standard error. The best way to find the confidence intervals for the intercept and slope is to read them from the output. Most software provides confidence intervals for both parameters, and in figure 14.19 shows that StatCrunch output for the linear regression to predict the total price of the Mario Kart on the basis of the number of bids. So we see that the intercept has a lower limit of 45.2 and an upper limit of 52.9. The slope, negative 3.9 and 0.14. The lower and upper bounds of the confidence intervals are taken directly from the output. For example, we are 95% confident that the true intercept, the value of the intercept that we would get if we saw all eBay auctions and not just our small sample, is between 45.2 and 52.9. Perhaps more interestingly, we are 95% confident that the true slope is between negative 0.39 and 0.14. As we've seen before, because this interval includes 0, we cannot rule out the possibility that the true slope is 0. In other words, we cannot rule out the possibility that there is no linear association between the number of bids the Mario Kart receives at auction and the price that is finally paid. So remember, when our confidence interval contains 0, we don't have sufficient evidence to rule out the null, so we fail to reject it. Interpreting confidence intervals for regression. The interpretation of the confidence intervals for the intercept and slope of a regression equation is exactly the same as the interpretation of the confidence intervals of other parameters. The confidence interval gives us a range of plausible population values. We can use this to test hypotheses, as I just stated, as the next example shows. So in example 3, we'll show how to use a confidence interval to do the hypothesis test on the Vitruvius example that height is equal to arm span, or arm span is equal to height. And this concludes this video on using the linear model, confidence intervals for intercept and slope.